What is going on, everybody? I am the FDGURU, bringing to you guys a Wednesday NBA edition of my DFS podcast. I'm doing a free Guru credit code in this video, as I tweeted earlier. Just give this video a like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. We have 9 games on the main slate tonight for both FanDuel and DraftKings. Both sites left out the 2 later games. The Timberwolves and Suns game at 9 Eastern and the Thunder and Warriors game at 10 Eastern. So everything locks up within an hour, which is nice. Not a ton of stuff on the injury report. We have Nembhard questionable for the Pacers, Grady Dick questionable for the Raptors, as well as Kelly Olynyk. We already know LaMelo Ball's out. He got hurt last game. That's going to open up some Hornets value. Jason Tatum, Sam Hauser, and Horford are questionable for the Celtics. That could end up mattering. Not like a huge bit, but it could matter on this slate. We have Josh Hart questionable for the Knicks and Caleb Martin questionable for the 76ers. I think it's Caleb, right? Yeah, Caleb. I always confuse those brothers, but outside of that, there's not much else. Najee Marshall's questionable for the Mavs. I don't know how much that'll matter, but it looks like a pretty clean-looking slate. But I hold my breath when I say that because it's the NBA, and this season has been insane. I tend to bitch a lot, but it's for good reason. It's been, just out of control. Even last night on only a 4-game slate, we've done a pretty good job all year of avoiding mid-game injuries. There's nothing you can do about that, but we saw AD go down last night. We saw Jeremy Grant for the Blazers go down. That was big for me because I had him at low ownership on a lineup and in the after-hours slate, which was cooking until Grant got hurt. Dennis Schroeder got hurt, looked pretty bad, was able to come back into the game. And then after the slate locks, we get a Steph Curry injury management questionable tag when he wasn't on the injury report all day, and then he's going to be ruled out after that. Just absolute insanity, especially when we don't get news on the injury report about injury management. That's a decision that they need to already have made earlier in the day. Ended up impacting the slate a ton. I had to pivot Collier on the Jazz to Dennis Schroeder. Hopefully we have none of that nonsense tonight because I am getting sick of it. It is so dumb. Multi-million-dollar industry with betting and sponsorships, and they cannot keep up with it. And they need to make some rules. I don't know what they're going to do, but it's absolutely brutal. But for tonight's slate, 5 plays as usual, 1 for each position. I'll give you that Guru credit code after the first couple of my plays. Really, really good-looking slate. We have plenty of value. We're going to start at point guard with Kyrie Irving. 8,800, I think he's a good play at sub 9K. I love this Mavericks and Pelicans game. The Pelicans are pretty much fully healthy, so we see a tight spread. The Mavericks are 1-point favorites, so it's basically a pick 'em, a nice high 233 over-under. Pelicans have DeJounte Murray, Zion, and CJ McCollum all healthy, which is rare. They're still without Brandon Ingram, but this is what keeps this spread tight. And I really like Kyrie Irving tonight. We saw Klay Thompson last game put up, 6 threes in the first quarter. Wasn't really needed. They ended up beating the Wizards by 30. So last game, I'm not going to really look at it. At 8,800, he needs 43 or 44 fantasy points. He's projected for that. I think his upside is great, obviously, with Luka Doncic continuing to be out. Kyrie looks pretty damn good at 8,800 as a spend-up. We don't have a ton of spend-ups tonight, but Kyrie definitely is catching my eye, and I don't think he's going to be, extremely chalky or popular. So I do like Kyrie. Can play point guard and shooting guard on FanDuel. Shooting guard, I mentioned that we have Hornets value with LaMelo Ball being out, getting hurt last game. We obviously know Brandon Miller is going to be out as well. Mark Williams, who is having an unbelievable season with a lot of usage, is also out tonight. So we're going to see some extra usage for the Hornets. I'm going to look at Nick Smith. How much is he? I thought he was 4,500. 4,300 shooting guard. He should be starting, seeing extra usage. He's not really a guy we like to look at even starting when a guy like LaMelo Ball is in the lineup. But without LaMelo, we're going to see a lot of Nick Smith, and you could put in the same exact category Micic, although Micic has looked really bad over the past week, even with extended minutes. He's played 23 or more minutes in the last 3 games, and he hasn't really done much. He's definitely going to be in play tonight, don't get me wrong. With LaMelo Ball being out, it's not a coincidence he ended up seeing 33 minutes when LaMelo got hurt last game. I do think Nick Smith is a little bit better because he's projected for right around the same fantasy points, and he's $600 cheaper or $500 cheaper. So as a value, Nick Smith looks a little bit better, but Micic is definitely still in play. He just has looked really bad as of late. For my Guru credit code, go to my website, fd-guru.com. This is where you get all your main slate lineups for NBA, as you can see here, for FanDuel and DraftKings. These credits allow you to purchase all content that I post around 30 minutes before lock. Go to the shop page where you buy all your credits. You have to be signed into an account for this code to work, so the credits can go into your account. It's free to sign up. You just got to confirm an email. It takes a second. But where you buy all these credits, go to the coupon bar and type in the date, which is Jan 29 MBA, and then the year 25, all caps Jan 29 MBA 25, and you'll get 15 free Guru credits. It'll say coupon successfully applied, and then the credits will go into your balance after a few seconds. Again, just like this video and subscribe. That's all I ask of you guys. For small forward, we're going to stick with the Hornets. Miles Bridges, he should have all the usage in the world tonight as really the only normal starter for this Hornets team, and the matchup's fine. We do see an extremely low over-under of 205.5, which is definitely concerning. You have two pretty bad offenses that don't play too fast, resulting in one of the lower over-unders we've seen on the season. But the usage is crazy here. Miles Bridges at 7,700. He needs 38 fantasy points to hit value. He's projected for 41 tonight, so he's going to look like one of the better middle to high tier spend-ups. Give me Miles Bridges. He's probably going to play anywhere from 34 to 38 minutes in a competitive game. We do see a 2-point spread in the favor of the Hornets, so this game should stay competitive. And again, with no LaMelo Ball on the court, just all of these starters are going to see so much usage, especially Miles Bridges, who's really the only real NBA player in this Hornets lineup tonight. So give me Bridges. I think he has a huge chance to go off tonight. I took his prop of over 23.5 points earlier today. I think that's too low. I think there's a chance he gets 30 real points in this game. Power forward, let's look at Kawhi Leonard for the first time this year. Tyronn Lue upped his minute restriction last game up to 27. He had played 24 since coming back in like 4 consecutive games. Seeing 27 minutes last game was nice to see. We can project him at a minimum of 27 tonight, and I think there's a decent chance he approaches the 30-minute mark. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays 28 or 29 minutes tonight, and it's a great matchup against the Spurs, a 220 over-under, 4-point spread for the Clippers. This is just too low of a price now that Kawhi is almost playing regular starters minutes. He needs 32 fantasy points to hit value. He's currently projected for that. He's not like a must-play right now, but he's catching my eye in the early afternoon. Can play small forward and power forward. The forward position as of right now isn't, like eye-popping value. So I thought I'd go with Kawhi. I think it's a pretty fair play. He's looked good. 32 fantasy points in that 27 minutes last game. And again, this matchup against the Spurs is really good. I do like Kawhi. I don't know if I love him for tournaments because he probably will have a limited ceiling with, a 28, 29-minute cap. But for cash games, if he's playing in the high 20s in minutes, he'll have a really good chance of hitting that 30 fantasy point mark that we're going to want him to hit tonight. For center, I've mentioned Hornets, and earlier this morning, Diabate looked like the best center value play at 4,100. He's still in play. There's a decent chance, like last time Mark Williams missed, that they start Taj Gibson, but Diabate is going to play more minutes. Mark Williams was out on the 25th. Diabate came off the bench and played 28 minutes, 9 and 13, 34 fantasy points. At 4,100, he only needs 20, so he looks like a great value play, but I don't even think he's the best center now anymore because we got news that Alex Sarr for the Wizards is going to be out tonight, meaning Jonas Valancas looks fantastic at 5,200. He has a much higher ceiling than Diabate. If he's playing anywhere from 24 to 28 minutes tonight, he could absolutely smash. He's not really a play on any given day, not because he's a bad fantasy producer, but because he doesn't get the minutes. He usually only plays 18 minutes max on any given day. But without Alex Sarr tonight, he could easily play 24 to 28 minutes, and we've seen in the past, played 22 minutes against the Kings, 44 fantasy points. At this price, 5,200, he needs only 26 fantasy points, and we all know he's capable of putting up 40 plus, which, makes me like him more than Diabate. We do want to make sure he is starting, because if he's not starting, it could get really wonky with the Wizards. Not to mention, great matchup against the Raptors. We have a 5-point spread, 230 over under. That all looks good. It's a revenge game for Valanciunas. Started his career with the Raptors, I'm pretty sure. Not that I'm a big revenge guy narrative, but just something to consider. More importantly, the matchup is better and Alex Sarr is out. So let's look at Valanciunas. Currently projected for over 30 fantasy points, makes him look really good. But don't sleep on Diabate either. I really wish one of these guys was power forward eligible on FanDuel, but they're not. So we're going to have to make a pretty hard decision between Valanciunas and Diabate tonight. That'll do it for this video, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Get those credits and give this video a like and subscribe. Until next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.